All right, so thank you so much for attending. This is our panel on, we're having a panel discussion on Black entrepreneurship. This is not limited to London at all because we've got some representation from the Milton area as well. But I'd like to introduce our three panelists for this evening. So first we have Bammy and Ola, founders of 3N Accounting and Tax Services, Inc. With 15 years of experience in accounting, financial services, business management, they're bringing technical expertise and real-world entrepreneurial insight to financial space. They've co-founded 3N Accounting and Tax Services with a clear mission to simplify accounting and taxation while helping individuals and small to medium businesses confidently navigate Canada's regulatory environment. Officially incorporated in August 2023, based in London, Ontario, 3N Accounting has quickly positioned itself as a client-focused and full-service accounting firm. Company provides bookkeeping, financial statement preparation, tax planning, compliance, payroll services, business advisory support, accounting, system setup, and practical training on Canadian taxes and financial preparation for immigrants. Under their leadership, the firm operates with a strong commitment to integrity, professionalism, due diligence, and professional service. If everybody could welcome Bammy and Ola. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our next panelist is Naura, the founder and business director of Naurachi Concepts Incorporated, based in London, Ontario, so another London business. And uh, she's a passionate entrepreneur and creative visionary behind the business. They are a registered beauty and lifestyle enterprise operating from storefront at 101 Wellington Street. And again, that's here in London. So there's both walk-in and appointment-based services. Her business provides comprehensive hair, makeup, beauty services, along with retail sales of premium beauty products. There's a wide range of professional services, including hairstyling, braiding, twists, wig installation, customization, wig revamping, children's hair services, makeup application, and eyebrows. In addition, the company retails high-quality human hair wigs, hair care, and skincare products. What really sets this business apart is her strong commitment to excellence, inclusivity, and community impact. Her business proudly serves diverse hair textures and skin types, and particular strength in supporting multicultural communities. Beyond delivering the beauty services, she invests in workforce development by training and monitoring aspiring beauty professionals, helping to build skills and create economic opportunities within the industry. Please join me in welcoming Naura of Naurachi Concepts Incorporated. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're excited to have you. Thank you. And then our third panelist is Rashida, who's the founder of Rashida's Catering. She specializes in authentic Nigerian cuisine that celebrates rich culture through unforgettable flavors. So for over 10 years, Rashida has been committed to preserving heritage through food, bringing true taste of home to every table that she serves. Now proudly operating a Canadian branch for the past 3 years, her catering services a wide range of events from corporate functions to social celebrations. Known for exceptional presentation, bold flavors, and seamless service, the company delivers culinary experience that leaves a lasting impression. Her passion for culture, quality, and community shines through her work, and we're excited to have her with this conversation this evening. So thank you so much, Rashida. We really
Thank you.
appreciate all of you joining and taking the time tonight.
Thank you for having us.
So with that, I'll probably place myself on mute and I will let Mahek take over with the start of some of the questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, my camera will be off just because I'm typing as well, just for a little highlight after. So when I multitask, it turns my camera off. But just starting right off about, your journey to where you are today, what inspired you to start your business? So we can actually go in the order that you guys were introduced. So Bammy, you guys can take it away.
Sorry, can you repeat your question, please, and make it more clear, please?
Oh, yes. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome stuff. What inspired you to start your business?
Okay, what inspired us to start trade and accounting business was a niche we are immigrants, and then we already had an accounting firm back home. On arrival to Canada, my partner enrolled into an audit firm, and then that she got Canadian experience coupled with the audit and accounting experience she had back home, and for me being an entrepreneur and then a diverse entrepreneur. At that, we realize immigrants here, and then most people are having accounting challenges, people having troubles with their taxes, and these are motivations that really lingers. Oh, okay, let's bring back what we're practicing back home here, and then make it more Canadian inclined. And then this prepared our decision to set up trade and accounting and tax.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted there. Thank you so much for sharing. And we can move on to Chioma.
Did you mean me?
Yes, I'm so sorry. Is my mic muffled again?
I don't know. You said Kyo. I don't know. That wasn't my name though. My name is
Oh,
Chioma Naura.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be able to share my journey and experience with everyone here. So Naurachi concept was born out of passion, purpose, and vision. Vision for everything that a woman stands for. So beauty for me has been way beyond wigs and makeup. It's beauty for me transcends to confidence. I like the feeling that I feel that a lot of women get when they come to the salon, when they make their hair. There's just something new that makes them feel different from how they smell. It feels like a weight has been lifted from their shoulder. So Naurachi concept was born from a place where we want to give back to community, and we understand that a woman is 99.9% the community a chunk of the time, because she's the one who is interactive either with father or with the children or at the forefront of the home front. So for us, Naurachi concept has to do with everything that makes the society grow. When a woman feels good, and when I say woman in this case, it's not particularly gender specific. When somebody feels good, either male or female, they just tend to do better. They're in a better space to think better when they feel good about themselves. So Naurachi concept was born out of the desire to help as many people as possible feel good, do better, share love, and give that same depth of purpose back. So I've always loved making hair. I think this is about 15 years. I've loved making hair. I've loved combining colors. I've loved to be able to help people feel good in their natural skin, knowing fully well that you have options to make it better. But if you do not want to explore those options, I like that a woman can step out and feel good and total in who she is, loving herself first from within, because that is where beauty begins. So that's pretty much a chunk of it for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, we always love to hear about self-love. When we feel good, we do good things too. So it's really awesome to hear. Thank you so much for sharing. And then Rashida.
Thank you very much for that question. So personally for me, like I had said, I've been catering for the past 10 years. So that was 7 years before I came to Canada. And then upon coming to Canada, I wasn't really ready to start. But, I had few people who had, tried my food back home, and I was like, oh, there's really a big market. But like everything, we needed to research. We needed to do things the right way. And so an important part for me was for my family and community to still be able to experience Nigerian food in all of its authenticity without being diluted to conform, without missing anything. And what warms our hearts is when people try our meal and they are happy. It's like they are being a part of history. They're trying our own culture, because it's not just Nigerians we cater to. We've had the opportunity to cater so many corporate functions where you see people say, oh, I've had a lot of Nigerian rice or jollof, and then this is so different. Yeah, because this is the authentic one. So for me, I'm also from a line of, my great grandmother used to cook, and so was my grandma. And then it was like passing on, cultural heritage. And then that's why I decided to bring it here for it to transcend borders. And I'm so happy I was able to eventually start up here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. Obviously, coming up to a point where there's, a successful entrepreneurship, it's something big, in today's day and age, and it's really inspiring to see what you guys do for our community. My next question kind of has to do with some of your challenges and your growth in entrepreneurship in general. So you can kind of take this on a personal lens, or you could take it from the company lens. But what's been your biggest challenge so far, and how have you overcome it? And we can go in the same order as well. So you guys can take it away.
Yes, our challenges has been a structure a structure establishment for us, and then expanding our marketing tools to all our purported clientele. As part of our challenges, we have load of people that are having financial. They have the need for probably to file their tax, and then they don't have the financial backup. For us, we have number of them. For some of them, we're able to take care of them on a pro bono, and then for some of them, we charge them as little as considering their economic value. With this number of them are more like a challenges for us to occupy. Aside that, we also still subscribe to partner with CRA to file taxes for a larger community of people with disability and stuff. These are in total numbers are affecting our productivity in terms of delivery. But for our growth, we are looking at expanding this and probably having offices in two regions of London, or probably expand more than London, probably in south and north part of London. Those are our growth strategy. But for now, we are still in the planning stage to harness this, and probably to go straight to GTA where we can establish more business. Those are our growth. But currently, we've been able to take care of many immediate communities, especially people in London, both with services, both with pro bono, and even some other people from neighboring cities. We have a lot of clients from Toronto, from Mississauga, and the likes. Even go as far as
Midland.
Midland and the likes. And then, actually, from all part of Canada, we've been having clientele from there. And then we keep having the growth numbers. Our number keep growing day by day, especially most of the numbers coming as a result of the tax season. By the time we attend to ones, and then they have good value for the service, we keep getting referral. And in most cases, our client base are mostly based on referrals, because most of our clientele, once they have quality of our service, they keep bringing family and friends, colleagues at our office, and those are really helping us in terms of our growth. And for us as well, we've been putting plans to make use of the social media. When we are very active on IG and then TikTok, especially TikTok, we've been doing some promotions and then doing some awareness on TikTok at creating more brand awareness, and that we hoping is going to be lead to our growth measures, and then make the company a better one. Also, the website.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think especially with moving with, how today's day and age is so ingrained into social media. So it's really nice to see, you take your business into that direction as well. And I'm hoping that it turns out successful for you as it's been, and it just keeps growing. I'll turn the question over to Chioma.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you got it this time, don't worry.
Awesome.
Okay, so I had some things written down. Immediately Candice had sent me the agenda and everything, because I didn't want to miss out any important information. So part of the challenges that I've had to face over the years. So I am Nigerian, and back home I also had a salon. And the first challenge that I have is labor. labor from where I'm coming from is such that hiring is easy, rent is yearly. Meanwhile, in Canada, rent is monthly, especially when you have a physical store. There is a whole lot of standard and bills that you have to keep up with. So I'd say financial pressure, managing rent, inventory, utilities, supplies, and staff while ensuring consistent cash flow can be demanding, especially when you're starting off a new business. So growth requires investment, and sometimes the stretch gets really uncomfortable. So financial pressure. And the second one is the season. So because hair is something that for some people they've termed it to be seasonal. When it's winter, they just want to cover their hair. They just feel like nobody's looking at me. I'm just going to work. It's snowy. So sometimes we are fully booked. Sometimes it's quiet. But learning to navigate all the seasons and fluctuations in the beauty industry has taught us so many lessons. And then wearing multiple hats. So I am glad to say here that I am a single mother of 3 children. So I wear the hat of a single mother. I wear the hat of a stylist. I am the founder. I am the marketer. I am the content creator. I am the accountant. I am customer service. So wearing all these hats is a whole lot. And when you do a business like mine that you have to interface with people, especially when you have a walk-in store, a lot of people come in for your personality. So what this means is the ability to be able to differentiate from your personal life issues to your business. People want to come in and meet the excited Naura. They want to come in. Some people come in here with confusion. They don't know what hairstyle to make. They don't know what the best suitable oil for their hair. So you have to be mentally alert enough to know when to put on each hat and when to drop the hat. So creating content, if you go to our Instagram, I had to take it upon myself recently that every day I'll post at least 3 to 5 contents. And this is not from a place of too much energy. It's from a place of we need to be seen, we need to be heard. Women need our services, and the more we do, the more it reaches out there. And then we also have visibility and marketing, right? Standing out in the competitive beauty industry requires constant creativity, consistency, and strategy. So wearing all these hats is also sort of the bridge between doing all these things. So I come to work every day. I have books, I have notes, I have an iPhone, and I have a Samsung only because it helps me write. And this is like my guide on everything. Once I remember something, I put it down, because the moment you say you'll remember, trust me, your memory will play hard one on you and you'll just forget. So funding, like I said, getting funds, support, and then the most important one is finding the right team. For a business that comes off with so much passion, a lot of people in this part of the world are really not passionate. They just want to earn, they just want money. I remember how back home, somebody would give their whole time because they want this, they want to learn hair, they're passionate about beauty. But here, maybe because of the bills, maybe because of mindset, a lot of people are not willing to take that risk to invest in skill, to invest in passion. They don't care about your vision. They just want to do their job, get paid, and go home, which is it's hard to work with somebody who has that mindset when you're after growth and development and somebody is just after earning and making money. So these are just a few of the challenges I had written down. Mental and emotional strength, of course, being an entrepreneur, it will test your patience, it will test your faith and your confidence. There are moments where you have doubts, and then the next moment you will still encourage yourself. It is still part of the hat you wear. You are the pastor, you are the preacher, you are the evangelist, and you still have to come and show up strong. But in all, I have learned that every challenge has its own reason, and here we don't give up. We level up, we step up, and every obstacle has stretched us into more service, into more effort, and into the ability to keep growing. So that's just some of the challenges that I've had to deal with over the years here in Canada. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. It's definitely like a super personal thing, how different, all the different hats you have to wear. Hats off to you, right? Like you're doing everything all in one. So it's really nice to see you be super passionate about what you do, because you can only be successful if you're as passionate, and you can bring that to our community. So thank you so much for all that you do. Especially finding the right team. That's a big thing that you talked about, especially since you started it. You want people who we're just passionate as you are, right? So thank you for talking about those. And I will pass it off to our last panelist, Rashida.
Thank you, Mahik. Yeah, so definitely one of the biggest shock for me was realizing that, success in your home country doesn't automatically transcend to success here. And first off, the biggest challenge for me was really understanding the requirements. How do you go about? Because food is a very sensitive thing, and how do we do this the right way? And I started researching. I didn't even start, cooking immediately I got to Canada. Another thing is I had to research everything from business regulations to licensing to even ingredients. The ingredients here do not exactly give you the same results as what we had back home. For example, the habanero. The first time I made a pot of stew, it was so spicy that even I couldn't eat it, And then I took a while, researching my ingredients, one day is a hit, the other day is not. I began to doubt my skills, And then one of the other things was, okay, after getting the right ingredients, knowing the right way to start, was then getting customers, brand loyalty. It wasn't easy to find, it wasn't easy for people to trust us, regardless of the experience we're coming with. We had to prove ourselves here, So it started from, having set such a high target, and then you realize that, oh my goodness, I need to manage my expectation. And so we had to start. I remember doing a lot of promotions, selling single plates, even if I wouldn't make profit, just, for people to be able to taste and earn our trust and say, okay, fine, they know what they're doing. Another big challenge was logistics. Canada is geographically wide, and as new immigrants coming in, you don't have everything. We didn't even have a car when we first started. So imagine I have somebody trying to buy food for me from North York, I'm in Milton, or somebody even from Waterloo, and then when you check the price of Uber, it's way more expensive than the price of the food. I had to begin to find ways to collaborate with other small businesses to solve most of these challenges. And then, yes, the challenge of staff. When the business began to grow, I realized it wasn't something I could handle, or because my husband is also my partner, we couldn't do it alone together. So we needed to hire staff, and then getting reliable staff was also a challenge, because the way I also run the business, I run it in a way that it's part-time while having a full-time job. So having to retrain, you get a staff today, and the next time they are not available, you need to employ a new set of people. You need to teach them what you taught. So it's like every single time you are retraining, and it's just so tedious and stressful. So we don't have it all figured out yet, but we are working through each challenge one step at a time and one day at a time. And I'm glad to say we've overcome most of these challenges, and we're doing great now. Thank you.
Awesome. Once again, thank you so much for sharing. It's definitely personal to each and every business. But here you are today. I think brand like royalty and making people trust your business, especially when you're starting up, is something that a lot of people find in common. So it's really nice that you're kind of sharing that. I'm sure so many people can probably share the same feelings. But here you are today. You're successfully running it part-time while having a full-time job. So kudos to you. I'm gonna take this chance to pass it off to Candice, I think, to ask some questions at this point.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much so far. It's really interesting to hear. We've got three very, very different businesses, but the attitude and the personalities, they all kind of complement each other, and the energy is really it complements each other as well. So thank you so far, so much so far. My first question, and again, is there any mistakes that you made that taught you a major lesson when you started your business? If you don't want to share that, that's fine, absolutely fine. But I'm curious if anybody has anything that you said, you know what, oops, big mistake on our part.
For us as an accounting firm, mistake is not taken on a on a platter, but mistake can call for an audit. For us, we make sure all our thoughts are put right. We rehearse over it. We have always the strategic sessions. We plan, and then to mitigate and then to avoid errors. And because if a case study, if you are filing a tax for a client and then you submit an error files to CRA and then it call back for an audit on the client is going to call for litigation, it's going to sue us. For us, we don't have that a room to come with an error, to come with any mistakes. We make sure for every client we are handling, we put our professionalism at bay, and then we make sure we plan ahead and we strategize. We make sure for every client, every of the dotted are noted, and then we make sure all things are done right before we push it straight to CRE. For us, there's no room for error or mistakes. It has to be done right and right professionally. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, I can imagine what your mistakes could equal for your clients for sure. So thank you for sharing. Naura or Rashida, any mistakes that you kind of made that you can think of that really taught you a lesson?
So for me, what I do involves dealing with people on a daily basis. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake per se. I would say it's more of part of the lessons you had to learn. Because so when we started off, it was more about you something just tells you when you lower your price, you get more customers, and this eventually affects your understanding and mindset. It has a way of also fumbling with your confidence, right? Because you feel like, oh, you make assumptions in your head that there are a lot of people doing it, so for you to be the most preferred, you have to reduce your price. And every time I did that, I felt like I was shortchanging myself, because I know the value that I'm offering. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Over 15 years of experience, you're not just making hair when I make your hair. I'm transferring the experiences, the good feelings, the positive energy, the little things that an average stylist who just came in yesterday would not do. So I've also learned that structure is important in business. You don't get people who walk in and then they pick up your wig and they say, oh, don't worry, you're my friend, I'll pay you later. So structure over trust was something that I literally had to learn the hard way, because you want to be in everybody good books. You don't want them to say things about you. But I've learned over years that I have to stand for what I stand for. I have to believe in it. Everybody is not my customer in the end, right? So you can be my friend and still not patronize my business. It's still fine. But as long as we have words of integrity, that somebody can say that if you want to feel a certain way, if you want certain standards of service, if you want certain qualities of service, go to Naurachi Concept. That is what we are after. We are not going to be the cheapest. We're not even selling ice cream here. So so eventually it's just doing what we know how to do best and staying in our strength area. Like you have your SWOT analysis. We've been able to bridge the gap between our strength, our weaknesses, the opportunities we have, and then the threats. So we're dealing with each one after the other. So in as much as we want to keep friends, we also want to draw the line between friendship, business, and accountability. So those were some of the things we did at the earlier stages that I felt like if we had done better, we probably would have avoided some situations that probably needed to do more to please somebody instead of staying on your level. Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. And like you said, you still have a business to run at the end of the day, and you still have standards to maintain. And like you said, you're not there to be everyone's friend. If they want to, enjoy your business, that's great, but you don't have to kind of sell yourself out to be a friend with a customer. That's really great. Thank you. Anything to add, Rashida?
Yes. For me, it was having a business that solely structuring my business in a way that it solely relied upon me. Like being a solopreneur, Why do I say this? So after about a year, I got pregnant, and all through my pregnancy, I did work hard. The business was growing. But then having had the baby, I had to shut my business for 8 months. And it kind of set me back. It was like, moving, going 10 steps forward and then another 20 back. And so I had to start all over again, doing promotions, trying to gain awareness. I mean, I needed that family time, but it also made me realize that having structures and processes in place is really important, such that the business can, and I think as a solopreneur, one of the important things, especially because we are dealing with food, is that we want to protect our competitive advantage, right? I don't want to have to teach somebody how to make my meal and then, she's working for somebody else or something like that. But then it also made me realize that having a sustainable business needs to be able to exist beyond me as a person. So I'm still working on putting that together, but I know that I'm definitely not shutting my business for another 8 months. So yeah, so that was it for me.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I can imagine when it's all, you're basically running everything. And even Naura had commented on this as well. She's wearing all of the hats. The burnout is real. And like, you mentioned you had to shut down for 8 months. Congratulations, by the way. But it does definitely take a toll on your business and yourself as well. So thank you for sharing. I know, we a lot of the times talk about the highs, but the lows are very important as well. Speaking of the lows, I'm just wondering, is there any kind of supports that you found either, through support groups or through other entrepreneurs, that you found incredibly helpful, or either some supports that you wish that you had when you had started your business?
Yeah, for us, since the setup of the business, we've not gotten any support whatsoever. Though friends and families are making referrals, those are support. But in terms of financial support, none are being forthcoming, and then we are hoping to one, because for us, we've been doing the business in a space in our residential, and then, but we are looking at the expansion, and then the expansion is going to, we are looking at, we don't just want to set up, we are looking at setting up in a large form that is going to promote the dignity and the professionalism we are looking at. But for now, we've been getting as part of support, friends and family referrals, it is support, but financial inducement support, no, for now. And then we are open to if we find opportunities for one. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Naura, did you have anything that you wish that you had, or?
So one of the things that really helped me from working from home to coming out, by the way, this is my full-time work. So this is either I make it or I make it kind of thing for me. There is no room for going back. So I've learned to compartmentalize help. So I know that I might not be able to get financial support at the moment, but I can get resources. I might not be able to get all the visibility I need, but I can get loyal people who can tell other people. So instead of focusing on the challenges that I've had over the years, I am taking a few steps back to say, this is where I'm at right now, and this is what I have. So support that I have includes friends who just, I have flyers that I post and then they help me post it, right? So if I have 100 people on my contact and then 5 other people post it and they have 100, that's like 600. So I take advantage of community. We have some groups in the African community, which is very helpful, where you're able to post and people can reach out and ask questions. I am also a member of the London Chamber of Commerce, which is part of the advantages of coming out. When you're out in public, when you're in a physical store, you get to have some other kind of advantage because people can see you, they can approach you. They are not making assumptions. You have certain Canadian business standard that you have already met for you to be out. So they trust you more, sort of. So yes, I'm a member of the London Chamber of Commerce. They have programs that help you with resources. If you have questions, of course, ChatGPT the internet, and then it just keeps getting better every day. So of course we'll need financial support, funding for inventories. We also need, I don't know if there's a way this can actually go out beyond this meeting. I don't know if there's anything the government can do, or London as a city, to help new businesses that have physical stores. For instance, you can have people, newcomers, say, okay, when they work for you, we give them a letter that says, instead of paying them per hour, which you're not making, there are days you come to your store and you make only $200 per day. And this is me being the most sincere I can be. So on those days, imagine you have somebody else who has to come to you and you have to pay them, $17 or $18 per hour for that whole day. Like, you literally have not made anything and no revenue, and you've done a lot of, um you've gotten a lot of bills to pay just for one person. Maybe something that says, I helped a new business, like a certificate, like when you volunteer, that help us. Right now, part of the major things that wear me out is the fact that I come to the store and I'm cleaning and I'm arranging and I'm taking inventory and I have tons of mails to reply, and I'm trying to set up an Amazon store and I'm trying to communicate with, submitting. It's just a whole lot. So staffing, volunteering, getting help, whatever it means to the city of London, to RR, whatever it means to you guys, it's all welcome. I have 2 hours, I have 3 hours, just somebody coming in to say, I am just here to help, whatever help means to you. So that's something that I have, that's I really hope to get good feedback on, aside from the financial, of course, the expansion, stocking, and all those stuff.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. Again, when you're wearing all of the hats that you're wearing as business owners and entrepreneurs, the help doesn't, I guess, always come in dollars, hard work and, people power, couple hours, as you mentioned, to come in and, maybe clean or merchandise for you is really, really helpful. So thank you for sharing. Rashida, anything to add?
Yes. For me, one of the things I wish I had known when I started was that each community or each municipality had resources that were there to support entrepreneurs, like they had programs. Along the line, I found out about some foundations that could help you with, writing your business plan, that could help you, support you with, getting grants. But these were things that I didn't know when I started, and I wish I did know them. Also, part of the things that helped me were communities. We do have, at least I'm part of the Nigerian community here, and that helped me to become closer. Like I said, when I first started, most of my friends lived, cities away from me, hours and hours, and I just wasn't connecting with the right people who needed what I was offering. But being able to join those communities helped to bring my services closer to those who needed them. Imagine having to cater for people within a 10 minutes or 5 minutes drive radius. It made it so much easier to expand. And, really, those are the things that helped. And then I also really wish I had known earlier that there were programs that supported entrepreneurs to help us grow. So.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so it does take quite a bit of work, I guess, to do some research onto what's available for you and what you're qualified for. And, and like you said, each municipality is different. Bammy and Ola, did you have a question or something to add to this?
Yes, just an addition. As part of the support we get, we throw some offers out for volunteers, and then both of as seeking for help, and then also assisting them in learning new skills. And but for few of them that we've received, some are not. By the time we take a look at their resume, they are not suitable. But few ones that we could be able to shortlist, we see the lack of passion, as Naura rightly said. People are not passionate. By the time you engage them, you give them some tasks, and then set a delivery time. You are volunteering, and then we want to see this a holistic passion that you are putting on. But we find out most people are not ready or not compassionate about it, and they, oh, we are sorry, we can't continue to work. Like, because for us, diligence and then professionalism is always our core, and then oh, those are challenges, and also as effort, some of the effort we put in place to seek for help as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. And I guess that's interesting, because it's almost like it's more work than for you to find the help or the appropriate help for you. So yeah, that's great. Naura, did you want to add something else?
Yeah, so it's good to hear Ola talk about this, because I mean, I feel, knowing very well that I'm not the only one who's in that shoe, you know. So I also wanted to add that we're open for partnership. For instance, summer is coming. So if we have somebody who comes in to say, oh, we'd like to partner, we have teenagers who are in high school or who are going to go to college, and they have 3-4 months, and would like you to teach them braids. We like them to learn basic skills that can enable them at least make their hair by themselves, or even style their hair, or even take care of their hair. So partnerships, collaborations. Imagine we have to come into schools to talk to students about it. So in as much as funding is the big one, but every little form of resource right now that I get, I'd really appreciate it, from talking about my business to training to consulting to sharing knowledge of any kind that would help one person know better about how to care for their hair, their skin, and every other thing. I'm really open to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So this question, I guess, kind of stems from this question. So basically, we've heard kind of your challenges with respect to when you started, or things that you wish, I guess, that you had, or that you were able to take advantage of. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs, either somebody looking to start a similar type business, or just a business in general? Is there anything that you would share with them, right away, that, your experience, or some cautionary tales or words of encouragement?
Okay, maybe you can. Okay, for me, Bammy is also ready to share. So for me, what I would advise new entrepreneur is, as setting up an accounting firm or other businesses, to put the integrity first, and then to consider the professionalism as a top notch. Because as an accounting firm or any other business you want to set up, the integrity has to be the core values. And then we, as much as possible from 3 in accounting, we always put all our effort to make sure our integrities, our words, our bounds. And then for everything, for every moves, for every decision we want to take, we consider this as a major factors. And then it has been a driving force in helping us harness the market as well. Bami also ready to share some.
All right, sorry, I just wanted to take the chair, because I will advise a new business to start, and there are challenges, and they are like you work odd hours, you want to make things right, but I'll put integrity more and professionalism, because it goes a long way, and not a short run, a long run. At the long run, your integrity will speak for you, and your professionalism will bring more clients, which is what has been keeping my corporate clients, like my company client, not individual client. We do individual clients, and we do corporation clients too. But because of integrity, because we work with CRA also, like audits, like we do volunteer job for CRA, and most of my clients that are audited, CRA do come back and said, no, this is good. Do you get? So I'll tell new businesses to start if you want to start, but once you want to start, have it at the back of your mind that you are not cutting corners, you are working with integrity. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you both. Thank you. Naura?
So I'll just try to compress this. I probably could write a book in the last over 15 years of my knowledge as a business person. but I'll compress it. So the first thing is that know your value, know your worth. It is not in your place to serve everybody, right? In the end, just like Bammy said now, when you're good, your work will speak for you. And I am saying this today. I don't know how it sounds, but I have not for once done any promotion since I started Naurachi Concepts. It's just been one person tells somebody, somebody tells somebody. I don't know how. I know there is a God factor and grace, but that is how I've run it. It's just recently I had to sit down to say, okay, enough of the people, let's try new grants. Let's, extend our services towards people in the GT and everything. So we're considering promotion and other things. Now, once you understand that, you'll be at peace. Not every client is your client. Your instinct, you have to trust it. Some people walk in and your gut tell you this person is going to be problematic. Save your energy for the people who deserve it. And this is me being the most sincere. Then number two, if you're doing business at home and it's working out, put more effort in making it. Don't be in a hurry to come to physical store. Like for me, coming to the physical store was time. And one thing that I know when it is time for something is ease. It happens. That you're not under pressure, you're not in unnecessary competition. It happens. You set up and things begin to blossom from that angle. For businesses, do more than one thing. Do more than one thing. I see people who come in every day and this is because of the kind of business that I do though. So for Bammy, it could be aside from, she just said something aside from individual accounting, they do corporate. For Rashida, it could be, not just cooking for the African community, also learning some other kind of dishes for this. So it depends on what works for you. But for me, we braid. Something about Naurachi Concept is when you come in, there's always something for somebody. And I tell people, this is not an African beauty store. This is a beauty store that is open to everybody, irrespective of your color, your race. Once you come in, there's something for you. Like Candice, we have some wigs that fit into your hair color. So regardless of what you think, when you come in, we braid, we recommend hair products, we sell extensions. So even if we're not braiding for you, you have something that just brings you back here. So for a new business person, do not limit yourself. Number 4, invest in knowledge. There is never a point where you think that, don't get to that point where you feel I've known it all. No, every day beauty is evolving. The catering world is evolving. Accounting is evolving. New applications are coming out. Update your knowledge. Update your knowledge in whatever it is that you think you're doing or what you know. Above all, have standards as an individual. Integrity is a big deal in business. Know your unique selling point. You don't struggle when you do that, because people who want your standard of service, they come to you, and people who don't, they know where to go, and it is still fine. So the pressure of competition, no, you want to be the top, you want to be the best. When you're the best, your work speaks for you everywhere. People come in and they prefer you. You go to places and it's not just because you've made noise or you have a physical store. I have people who come in all the way from GTA to say they want Naura to attend to them. And for me, that has been my greatest joy, that the little things that I do is seen and is appreciated. And that is what encourages me every time to keep going. Someday, Amazon did not start in a day. Walmart did not start in a day. Neither did McDonald's. So this is me paying the price for the future of Naurachi Concepts. Hopefully one day, by the way, I have 3 children. And recently my daughter is turning 9 and she says for her birthday she wants some hair care tools, so she wants to start learning how to make hair. So it's also some depth of peace for me, knowing that I am not just building for community and every other person. Somebody who I love so much is eventually going to step into the shoes. So it is right that we do it right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. The advice, I think, like I said, the advice that we've received so far is we can't even put a value on it. So that's amazing. Rashida, did you have any advice that you would share?
Yeah, so I do have some practical advice, and one of the things is to do your research properly. The Canadian terrain is different from whatever landscape you're coming from. So ensure that you do things the right way, and it does pay off. In terms of finances, By the way, I'm also an accountant, and so I was so happy hearing Bammy and Ola speak. So ensure that, like I say to people, there are different offenses. This is not a country where you're just making money, you're not filing taxes. Separate your personal finances from your business finances. Ensure that everything is properly accounted for. Pay your taxes, declare, because a lot of businesses don't know that, you need to register. If you do not make a profit, then you declare it, file your taxes anyway. You see people not filing taxes for years, and then they start running, helter skelter. Another important thing is that show up. It does pay off. And, I've been honored to cater for like North York Hospital. Recently, I catered for a school's Black History Month celebration. And, they found me organically. I didn't do anything, but every single day I'm showing up, whether I'm happy or not, I'm making content because everything is, we're in a global landscape and everything is tech driven. You're not just running a business. All of a sudden, you become a content creator. But it is important. Most of the time I do behind the scenes. I let people see. I show the reviews of what people say, because when I started showing reviews, it wasn't because I wanted to. Because I'm catering an event and several people are walking up to me to say, "Oh, no, that's really great." I'm like, "Oh, excuse me, can I record this?" And they're like, "Sure, why not?" And you begin to realize that those drive people to trust your brand. So showing up every day, and I see that every single time we show up, we see the returns. If you go months without posting content, without doing anything, you're probably having slow season. Recently, I did a promotion, for Ramadan, and to my utmost surprise, people were buying at full price, and ignoring the promotions because that's not what they wanted. And they were, buying at full price, and it warmed my heart so much to see that, people do appreciate what we're doing. They weren't even asking for discounts because we're showing up, we're giving value, and every single time, whether you feel like it works for you or not, do not compromise on the value and be consistent. That consistency does drive, trust. It lets people trust you because Amazon doesn't go on, leaves, and, they shut down and then people don't see them. They're always there. That reliability factor. They know that when they go to this person, they're able to get value for their money. So that's what I would tell any, new entrepreneur starting up. Start wherever you are with whatever you have. The road will not always be smooth. That's why there are bumps on roads, so that you can, think back and reflect and evaluate what is working and what is not working. Maybe because of my accounting background as well, every single year I'm doing an audit of my business to see what works. When I'm talking about audit, I'm not talking about financial audit, but taking stock of what we've been doing. What did we do? What should we have done differently? And once I get the answer, I implement it. And I always see the value from that audit that I'm doing. I look at it like, with the recent promotion I did, I'm like, okay, I see, okay, if I had mixed it up this way, most likely I would have sold more because it looked like people wanted a certain thing. They didn't want to segregate it this way. So I know that if I choose to do a promotion next time, I'm going to combine those products in a different way and then see it, drive and, move well. And then I can get value for money and then a good return for the effort I've put into the business. So the really important thing is start wherever you are, but make sure you're starting legally and you're doing things the right way. Thank you.
That's amazing advice. Thank you so much. Just before we wrap up here, so I've got one last question. Because this is really to honor Black-owned businesses and Black entrepreneurs. Is there any way that you can recommend that the communities can support and celebrate Black-owned businesses year-round, not just limited to 1 month?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Sure, sorry. Just again, because we are celebrating Black History Month. Is there any way that you can kind of share that the community at large can celebrate and support Black-owned businesses all throughout the year, not just limited to 1 month?
Yes, we so much appreciate this effort the coordination the teams have put in place to at least celebrating a Black History Day. It's kind of good for people to for Black people to be recognized, and this can be it may not be there can be programs that can be set up, probably monthly programs that can be set up for Black communities to be to put in all their effort to be recognized as well, not just annually, probably quarterly or probably monthly, because I can tell you vividly, most of the Black communities are having some maybe the new environment they are finding themselves. Most people are not. I know some of my friends here that are big entrepreneur back home, but coming to Canada, for them to kickstart is like a big challenges. With this recognition, with this awareness, with this information sharing, this can motivate them to kick up something. And then if Black communities are also individuals, Black are putting up something, and this is going to shape the Black community on the long run, is going to help the society at large as well. And I appreciate if probably a quarterly program or probably a monthly program, it will be highly appreciated from our end as well. And then we are always open at all time to probably give our financial support, to give our accounting services support to people of Black community. For some people that we know they are zero income, and we can file free tax services for them, do some pro bono services. But by the time we evaluate them and we say, oh, this is really a challenging phase, we are ready to support in our little way. And then we are also open to support as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are talking about businesses because we noticed that most businesses don't file taxes and they don't do proper bookkeeping and then training. We can offer an in-house training. We can offer to file if it's new, because if you want grant, if you want a lot from the government, you need to bring your business to them. You need to file your taxes. You need to, even though it's new, you can file your new, you can still claim your capital allowance. You can claim, you can file loss and still get it when you make profit. So we are open to train people, because most people feel that everything is money, money. If they want to do this, you can open a sole proprietorship and don't pay anything. Sole proprietorship business registration is free on CRA site. So we can tell that you can encourage yourself by that way. So we are ready to train new entrepreneurs, new immigrants, and make sure that they were able to. Information is key, and most people are lazy to learn and to make research. We notice that a lot of people, a lot of immigrants, what some of them don't want to do is learn or research more. So we are open to do that for them, train and retrain, because looking at our experience. But we will appreciate if there's a program that will be like a monthly program to sanitize, to sensitize people, to make things known. I will also wish to like give back to the community and appreciate if the government too is going to assist the young entrepreneurs to grow more. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Naura, did you have anything that you can share?
Oh, yes, I do. So before I go ahead to share, I wanted to ask Bammy and Ola and Rashida, before now, have any of you heard about Naurachi concept either through post or through somebody? Have you at any point, any of you heard about the brand?
Yeah, for me, I found Nora. I know Nora, but Nora may not know me as part of my London community members. I think I've had some encounter with some of your flyers and stuff, and yeah, I know, yeah. And I may not, I don't know the details of how you run the holistic, but I know you're into here, and yeah.
Thank you. What of Rashida, please?
No, I haven't. I'm in Milton. So.
Okay. Oh, you're in Milton. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked because sincerely, this is the first time I'm hearing about any of your people's business, and I feel bad because how can we be in London? I have a business that requires me to file tax, although I have friends who do it, but if I have to support another business, who is not doing it for fun, who is doing it because this is what they do, I think it will be different. So the first thing that I think we need is awareness. Once in a while, we could have like breakfast for business owners in a certain location so that they get to know each other. Support comes best when it comes from the people who have the same passion that you have, which is just to succeed, to be better at what you do. So first, I want to say thank you for the opportunity that at least I get to know of 3N accounting now, and is an option when I'm going to file my tax. So for the things that I think can be done to support Black businesses all year round, the first thing is collaboration and networking. Aside from this event, invite us to events. There's recently I got an invitation to attend the London Chiefs Gala. I don't know if you heard of the event, Candice. It was a very major event. We had Doug Ford, we had a lot of people in power, and it was good because it was an avenue to meet with them and ask them direct questions about their plans for women-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. So we won't stop talking about it. We won't stop creating awareness. So whatever any organization thinks, like I said earlier on, I'm open to partnership, to consulting. Every individual, both male and female, the one way you can patronize or support is just by patronage. We sell things that people need on day-to-day basis, either shampoos, conditioner, hair care, combs, the little things. That $2 you're going to invest in this business could be all that we made that day. So some people just feel like, oh, I would only go there when I want to buy the expensive human hair wigs. But then what about caring for your hair? How about treating your hair? Taking it down to the least or the lowest form of services you could think of. So when you think of Amazon, ask yourself, does Naura sell this product? When you want to go on to Walmart, ask yourself, it might be a little inconveniencing because, oh yes, it's easy to just pay and then you receive. But how about that little effort of driving down or reaching out? Oh, Naura, I want this. Can you deliver? So it is intentional support every day, showing up. So for me, I think it's a big deal. Like the volunteering thing too. If you have some students who you teach, who you lecture, if you have any affiliation with Fanshawe, you can reach out to them. We have businesses who need people. How can we bridge that gap? We have students here who want to learn. Okay, how about instead of paying 20,000 to Fanshawe to learn hair, we pay Naura 5,000, we bring them to Naura. She teaches them the much she can, and they take it up from there. So attention to details is something that we're big on. And beyond schooling, which your teacher will teach you based on syllabus, part of the advantages of learning, consulting, or training with us is that you get practical hands-on knowledge. I'm sure a lot of the things I've said this evening, most of them were not written down, and they were not from a place of perfection. They were just from a place of a single mother wearing multiple hats, doing business, who must succeed because this is her only source of income. This is the only thing she's probably done for the most part of her life. And these are not things that money will buy. Knowledge, experience, passion, motivation will not come from money. So I personally am open. If you ever need me to be at an event, you need me to talk to students or take in anybody, as long as it's something that is legal and will foster community growth and will help somebody become better and independent, I am in. Whatever support means to this team, I am open for all of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Rashida.
Yeah, I think the important thing is to support, Black-owned businesses. And another thing is when you support, don't expect them to compromise their value or services just because you want to support. I see people say, oh, I have other places I'm buying from. I just want to, if you're supporting somebody, support them genuinely with how, the service is being offered. Don't ask somebody to, oh, can you, take off the spiciness. What is Nigerian jollof without some spice? I don't know. So, support it the way it should be. You don't go to KFC and say, oh, can I have the chicken without the crisps? No, you buy it because, so why do you expect, a small business owner to compromise on their value or their service or their product just because you want to buy? You don't even help the business to standardize or have that structure that they need to survive in the long term. So I think that's one important thing. And, like they said, mixers are great ways to connect. I'm so happy to, like I said, I'll be connecting with Bammy and Naura after the program as well. It's nice to, even though I'm not in London, I could be in London tomorrow, Yeah, so it's really great, having you celebrate Black entrepreneurs like this. And we're really super grateful. And then we hope, like you said, it's not just a one-off in February where everybody suddenly remembers they're Black entrepreneurs. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Honestly, the knowledge and even the passion that everybody, Ola and Bammy and Naura and Rashida, like I said, we have three very different businesses, but I mean the passion and the integrity, the advice has been, immeasurable for tonight. So again, I extend my thanks to you for participating, and on behalf of the Rights and Responsibilities Awareness Initiative, we thank you so much for taking the time and answering these questions. Like I said, there's good and there's bad, and sharing that with anybody that's looking to perhaps start their business or grow their business. It's so helpful. So with that, we thank you, and that will conclude the panel for tonight. Best of luck with with your businesses, and there's tons of success coming towards you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
Thank you.
We hope to do
Thank
this
you.
again soon, not just February next year.
Thank you.
All year.